Hello everybody, back here again for Vlog a Day, and today is Saturday the 28th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day weather-wise. Temperatures were damn near perfect, like absolutely stunningly beautiful day. Got this morning, got a few things taken care of, nothing really major. Hit the hot tub like I tend to do often in the mornings. Chilled out here for a while, waited for Karen to get up, went and did some run around. Decided to take the motorcycle out, went kind of driving around looking at a few different properties that kind of driving by and whatnot. Hit some yard selling as well. Ended up getting a dog request to do a in-house set with a dog tomorrow. 18-year-old little miniature pincher, and wanted to kind of see the location, make sure where I'm going. This is like in a condo thing, whatever. So we took the motorcycle, rode over to beachside, and checked it out. Karen had forgot her mask, so we did not stop really any garage sales at all because we couldn't get off and walk around people. So instead, we just rode around, looked at different things, and just kind of enjoyed the beautiful day to be on the motorcycle. She rode around for a while, and her sciatic back pain still kind of gives her some fits, so we had to get off and let her walk around a little bit. So we stopped in over right by the beach. There's like a little park area thing, so kind of wandered around some of the trails there. Saw a giant tortoise, big, like bigger than my motorcycle helmet in diameter, not quite as tall, but great big old tortoise. Talked and chatted and just had a good time walking those little trails and stuff. In the sun, when you weren't moving without air and stuff, it actually was a little bit warm. Like, it was like, damn, it's actually a little bit hot. But in the morning, it was a little chilly. But overall, just gorgeous, gorgeous day. Ended up walking over to the beach, standing out there in the sun, and it just gorgeous. A lot more people than I thought it'd be. But it's a Saturday after Thanksgiving. A lot of people come from up north down here. It's a very popular time of year because the weather is perfect like it is right now. So even with the pandemic going on, it's amazing how people are out doing stuff. It's crazy. So ended up chilling out on the way home. We basically saw an open house sign, and I was like, shit, we need to go home and get the masks. We ran home, Karen got a mask, went back, and they were actually, she was leaving as we got there. And I'm like, well, actually, we went and looked at another open house first, went and looked at it, and then went back to look at this one. And then got there and stuff as they were closing up. So we wanted to see the other one was more likely something we'd buy. This one was more unlikely to buy. For us, it would not have worked, but could have worked possibly for a rental, kind of thing. So went ahead, stopped in there. And the lady was leaving as we come pulling up, and I'm like, "Are you done?" She goes, "Oh no, I'm just running to get something to drink." And I thought, well, first, why are you leaving an open house to get some drink? Bring a cooler with you. Bring us a couple, whatever the hell it is. But it is what it is. So she went back and basically let us in the house. We looked around stuff, and it was could have been a nice rental, but there was a lot of like weird things. Like, that room doesn't make any sense what we do with it, but as a rental, and it sounds dumb to say, but a lot of renters don't care. They'll figure out a way to find that room to work because they don't plan on being here for 10 years or 20 years. They plan on being here for a year, maybe two, they'll move on, kind of thing. So went ahead, said to heck with it. We left there, let her go get herself another drink. And I assumed she was coming back. I'm not certain if she was or not, but I'm assuming she was going to come back, because why else would you have, I don't know, just the way it was. So it is what it is. But we also had looked at the house before that we looked at, which was more likely a house we'd be interested in, and it was 300 grand. And I was like, okay, 305,000. To my wife, I look at the numbers on the map, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. How is this house worth 305,000? So we got there, and the lady's owned it since 99. I have no idea what she bought it for, but I'm assuming she's in the process, because the house is empty. She's trying to remodel it herself. I don't know if she has other people working for her or what, but we found out she's selling herself. It's those things where it sucks when the owner's there, because you have to feel you kind of bite your tongue a little more, and go from that, because you're not allowed to be as obvious. And one of the things I just straight up asked, I said, "What makes you think this place is worth 300 grand?" Or 305,000? Because there was a house that was for 330 that was 5 bedrooms, 5-car garage, giant pool, hot tub, massive 2 living rooms. That was ridiculous. I think it was 4 bathrooms like that in the house. Absolutely just a gorgeous place. And the lot was a little bit smaller. I'll give it that. That was the one thing I didn't have. She goes, "Well, this has the extra lots." And I'm like, okay, cool. But so I don't get where you're at and stuff. And the place was just poorly done. There was really nothing about it that was high end. She had cut the garage down and like made it big enough to like put a lawnmower and maybe a motorcycle in, and which we didn't open. It was like an old, like a padlock outside. It's no entrance from the garage into the house at all. You have to go outside to even get in the garage, which is really weird. To turn the back part of the garage into what, like a, I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. It's not even a bedroom. There's no closet on it at all. Old rotten door going outside that would have been the garage door, which now is part of your house. Your air conditioning, these giant gaps. She goes, "Oh, I got a new garage door coming December," and a bunch of stuff was coming. We got more stuff coming. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna fix this. Don't show me this place, because this place looks horrendous. And you may make it nice enough, but you'll never make it 305,000. It'll never happen. Not for at least another, I'd say 15 to 20 years if the market keeps going the rate it's going. That house I'd be worth $305,000. But the kitchen was poor at best. There was like a window where they originally had built on the room outside. It's like the window they left in there there and like put like weird shelves in it, those little plastic, like, the side has like a little press, you can move it down like a medicine cabinet. It looked like a medicine cabinet, no door on it. It looked like crap. The kitchen was poorly done. There was like the paint was all chipped up. It was all brand new paint, but they'd already scuffed up the paints and scratched it up, and so the whole place needs a new repaint, or at least minimum, probably 20 hours of retouch. It's awful. The trim was horrendous. I point out a couple things. I'm like, kind of stuff, and Karen kind of gave me the like, stop telling her things that suck. I'm like, well, she needs to know our house is not worth 300 grand. She goes, well, a house over here, it was $300,000 stuff, and it didn't even have a pool. And I'm like, yes, but the house was like it was 1,200 square feet bigger than yours, and it was gorgeous, like all high end everything. And this place is mediocre at best. Like, she added in a French door in the back, like a sliding glass door, and like the trim work, like the light switch was there. So she put like this big, wide trim, just junk trim from Home Depot or Lowe's and stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing bespoke. It was just simple. But the door, like the trim canal, she just cut out around where the light switch was, and I'm like, oh my god! Didn't even sand it off, didn't even smooth it off, didn't round it off, nothing. I was like, hey, you could have just moved the light switch over, like did a little drywall work, move the light switch over 2 inches, inch and a half, you would have been fine. But nope, just cut the trim out. Look like crap. There was so many things wrong in this house. Like all this tile work she done. She put this weird like aluminum outside tracking around it that like left it there. Like it's this exposed aluminum, looks like shit. The subway tile looking stuff in the one room was like they grouted it, but you wipe down after you grout. They have like that residue all that stuff, and it was just all the tiles were gross and like rough feeling. Like you need to finish washing it off. Like there were so many things wrong. There was paint mistakes everywhere. Trim was awful. They put a new pool in, which I think she built the pool just to sell the house, and put in this tiniest little pool. Like it was. I've seen hot tubs that are half as big as this pool. This thing is tiny as all get out. Weird kidney shapes, so you can't really swim in or nothing. It's not an infinity pool. It's just a crappy little pool. Put in this deck, built on this like little bed in the back, and it's like just an overhang. Like you'd have attic space stuff, which is fine, except they put the regular shingles on it, so it's fine. Also, you have nails that stick in. If you ever go in your attic and look up, there's a bunch of nails sticking in. It's fine. Normally, it's covered by your interior drywall in your house. You don't see it. But nope, this is just exposed. Look at crap. They painted it gray to hide it. Giant hole going up into the house that just when they built it on, they didn't type it into the attic, so it's just this like tied into the rafters. I was like, oh, it looks awful. There was the soffits are falling down, like all the soffits around the edge of the like was all gone, like they're just empty. There's animals building nests in there and stuff. And she goes, oh, we have soffits we're putting up there, we got stuff, like tons of things she claims she's gonna be doing to this house. And I'm like, but you're not. Don't show the house until it's done. Don't take your old hot rod. It's still on parts and primer and stuff, and you haven't got the hood put on it yet, and there's no brakes on it yet, no tires. Don't tell me it's worth 100 grand and once it gets finished. A lot of people don't have the vision of what it's going to be, and for what work you're doing here so far, you're never gonna have. You don't have ability to finish this stuff. Like it was awful. Oh my god, it was so bad. I assumed the extra. I don't know what the garage thing. Like I was out like so bad. And the lot was amazing. If they would, and literally this place you're asking $305,000. My house is worth 185 on a good day. If I got lucky, I get 185 out right now. I would not trade her straight across for her house at 305,000. Now I would give her 50 grand if she could move her house out of there and drop my house in there to have the lot. Like I would take the lot. I would get 50 grand extra to move my house onto that spot to have that yard, because that yard is amazing, but nowhere near worth $115,000 more than my. No way. And honestly, if they offered to trade us straight across, I wouldn't take any of the lot. It's that house was that bad. It was awful. It was absolutely just awful. If I had a contractor I'd pay to do this, I'd been pissed. If I'd moved somebody in and said, hey, I'll give you cheap rent, and you just do some work on it, pay for material stuff, and basically, let's say the house should rent for say, let's say that normally the house would rent for say $1,200 a month. I'm going to rent to you for say $800, and you do work to the house, and that's the work they did. I'd been pissed. I'd been really pissed off that I'd given them $400 off a month for all the work they'd done, because this work was. If you were a contractor, I would never paid you. I would have taken you to court. Nothing on there was done well. Like the cabinets didn't line up right. It was just, it was awful. It was so bad. Beautiful countertops, gorgeous countertops, beautiful faucet, but everything else in the house was just bad. Like the floor seams were bad. They'd laid the new flooring down. It was like wobble. It was awful. It was just absolutely awful upon so many levels. So nothing good about it, but it is what it is. We got back to the house. We ended up chilling out a little bit. We ordered a pizza. I went for my run actually. Got my shower. She ordered a pizza. I drove over to Beachside to pick it up. A new pizza place we'd never eaten at. Or by Beachside. Pizza was alright. Karen ordered the medium whatever. I'm like, what the hell? We always order the largest pizza available, including the Sicilian size. Like this giant thing barely fits in our fridge. And I was like, what are you doing? We always, because why can't don't change it. Just leave it alone. But we always order the biggest pizza. We've never ordered a smaller pizza in our life, ever. Like even if we're on the road, we'll just throw it away. Like I want a giant slice of pizza. It's ridiculous. So I felt poor. Like, what are we poor? We can't afford pizza? Come on. We always order the biggest pizza. What's wrong with you? But I felt like a homeless man driving there to pick up this medium pizza? Who orders a medium pizza? What the hell's wrong with you? So it is what it is. But I think what it is she doesn't care for leftovers, and so she doesn't give a damn. I'll eat leftovers for like 3 days. I don't care a bit. But she doesn't leftovers, so she didn't care as much. So we'll see how that plays out for us. But the pizza was good. We ended up eating a little bit over half because we got half the pizza, and I'm like, I could stop here or I could have another piece. So I had another piece. So I don't know if we're going to do it for tomorrow. It'll probably just be breakfast or lunch because she's not a big fan of leftover. But on top of that, there's not enough pizza to eat for a full meal dinner. So we'll see what happens. If we had a big one, we would have. We had a big one, but we don't. So it is what it is there. But yeah, came out here on the patio, had myself a nice little cigar. We chatted, talked, watched some Hulu. I think we watched out here together and stuff, watched some stuff and whatnot, and basically wrapped it up and called it a night. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.